You thinking about making that move from New Jersey to Delaware? Well, it turns out you're not the only one contemplating moving from the Garden State to the First State. So if you want to hear some of the reasons why people are making that move, stick around. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Windom. I help people buy and sell homes here in Delaware. I've lived here my entire life, and on this channel, I'm going to go over exactly what it's like living here in Delaware. And if you're thinking about potentially buying or selling here in Delaware, I'd love to have a conversation and see if it made sense for us to potentially work together. So I'll leave all my info in the description down below. So now that's out the way, let's jump right into it. So one of the first reasons that have people moving from New Jersey to Delaware has got to be home prices. So the average home price here in Delaware is about $350,000, and obviously that's going to depend on exactly where you want to live at, but the average is around that. While the average home price in New Jersey is about $500,000. Now, I'm not sure about you, but that's quite a significant difference for me. So next, let's talk about where the average American spends about 293 hours a year. Can you guess where it is? If you guess the car, well, winner, chicken dinner. You'd be right. And if you're someone like myself who absolutely detests traffic, then this next statistic may be important to you. So according to a recent study, the average commute time for someone in Delaware is about 26 minutes, which is just under the US average of 27.6 minutes. And in New Jersey, it's about 29 minutes. Now, I know that doesn't seem like a lot, but those numbers definitely add up every single day. So just on average, you're gonna spend about 10% more time in your car commuting in New Jersey than you would in Delaware. Moving on to taxes, which is probably one of the most significant and noticeable differences between New Jersey and Delaware, and it's somewhere where Delaware really shines. So we're starting with sales taxes. Delaware has no sales tax, and you probably already knew that. That's one of the things that people do tend to know about Delaware. It's no sales tax and Joe Biden. But unfortunately, over in New Jersey, the sales tax is about 6.625%. But luckily, you're not going to pay that on any food or clothing, and a couple other things are exempt. Next, let's jump into state income tax, because that's definitely an important thing. See how much of that money that you're going to get to keep in your pocket. So here in Delaware, income tax can range anywhere from 2.2% on the low end to 6.6% for those higher earners. And in New Jersey, you can expect to pay 1.4% on the low end and a whopping 10.75% for those highest earners. So if you're someone who does fall in that category, it might be something to think about potentially making that move. So next, let's talk about property taxes. And honestly, this has to be one of the reasons by far people are leaving New Jersey in droves. And here in Delaware, the difference is massive. So here in Delaware, we have the 7th lowest property tax with an effective tax rate of 0.58%. And in New Jersey, you have one of the highest property tax rates in the US at a whopping 2.2%. Now I know you're thinking it's like Brandon percentages, yeah, but what does it actually mean? So just to put some numbers to that to give you some perspective, here in Delaware, the median property tax bill that you can expect is about $1,500 a year. While in New Jersey, the median property tax bill is about $8,500 a year. And if you broke that number down monthly, you're talking about an additional $700 a month just in property taxes. Next, let's talk about the cost of living. So the difference between here in New Jersey, you're going to pay about 18% more in New Jersey than Delaware. Now, after hearing 18%, that might be enough for you to say, Brandon, well, I'm good. I don't need to know anything else. But we can actually take a closer look at those numbers. So the first category would be groceries. And this is one of the places where you'll actually save money in New Jersey. So you can expect to save about 4% in New Jersey on groceries compared to Delaware. But that's pretty much where the savings stop. Next, if you're looking at housing, you can expect to pay 1% more in New Jersey. But as you saw earlier, that doesn't really show the whole picture, especially when you're paying that sky-high property tax there in New Jersey. Now, we haven't seen too much of a difference yet, but these next categories are going to sting a little bit. Transportation on average is going to cost you 18% more. Entertainment is going to cost you 26% more. Clothing is going to cost about 22% more. And if you need childcare, you may have to tap into that college fund or get a second job, because on average it's going to cost you 50% more in New Jersey than Delaware. Overall, when you break down the numbers and look at them, it doesn't take a rocket science to figure out why people are leaving New Jersey to come to Delaware. Now, I don't want you to think that I'm just bashing New Jersey and Delaware doesn't have its own problems or issues that it needs to fix, because it definitely does. And if you're curious as to what those things are, I actually made a video discussing it right here.